Hello, Seeker, and welcome to the Sword of Truth podcast, a chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a little craft beer on the side to keep you warm along the way. It is cold outside.
Ugh.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and today we're headed to the libraries of Aidendrill in chapter 34 of Temple of the Winds. And it's cold for her on the way there, and it's cold here.
Yes.
I hate leaving the house. I hate
Still
leaving
cold.
any place. It's terrible.
The parking lot at work was literally a sheet of ice today. I thought I was going to die in the 50 feet I had to walk to the door.
Hey, same. I literally had to walk down the street today, and I counted my blessings very many times today because I was like, I almost died for sure, like 5 times.
Well, I am grateful that you are still here and not broken.
And it was cold. I hate it being cold, so I like to be warm. And we're all here, and we're being cozy together. And you know what? You know what next week is? Christmas.
Well, it's Christmas, yeah. I was gonna say, wait,
Yeah.
is it something other
No,
than Christmas?
no. It's
Okay.
just Christmas. It's Christmas, so
Yeah.
it's time to be all cozy and have your sweaters and your presents and your lights and all the good stuff.
All the festivities.
Some people like eggnog. I just like the booze part of that. I don't think I've ever had eggnog, but I would like to not have egg drink. I just want booze.
I just want to booze. I don't know. I think I tried it for like the first time last year. Maybe we should do a beer break on it and see what the deal is. I don't know. I remember not liking it like a lot as a kid. And then I think I tried it last year and it was tolerable. But I don't know. That's where I'm at with it.
Just the name. It's a nog of eggs.
It's a love hate. What do you guys think? Podcastatt@gmail.com. You like the nog? Do you hate the nog?
How do you feel about the nog?
I feel like it's one of those traditional drinks. So maybe it was around, but you don't love it. Or maybe it's your jam and you get gallons of it every year. I don't know.
We have our own traditions, and we are going to be talking about that on the beer break because we are drinking our own traditional drink tonight.
We are drinking our tradition right now.
And you might be able to tell which beer it is before we get there, depending on how fast we get through it, if you've listened to us a few times.
Yeah.
But all of that to say that we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. From us to you.
Or whatever you holiday or whatever you celebrate. That's what I meant to say.
All of that.
Yeah.
All the holidays.
Uh-huh.
All the things, all the holidays.
Happy holidays.
I guess in other news, our special assistant Aaron is actually out with COVID right now. Aaron, buddy, I hope you feel better soon. I did speak to him today. He said he's on the upswing. He's feeling much, much better, but he was bleak there for a little bit, but he's doing okay.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh.
No, I knew right away because he messaged me. I was like, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And he was like, "I'm going to be real with you, not fucking good." And I was like, "Oh shit, something is wrong with Aaron." Cuz he never answers like that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, but he is feeling better. Aaron, I hope you feel better very, very soon, buddy.
Yeah. Hopefully we didn't call it to you by talking all this plague talk on the podcast.
God. We talked it right into his ear.
Oh, nobody else listen. I'm just kidding. Keep listening. It has no correlation whatsoever. There's no science behind that. But yes, Aaron, feel better, all that.
All right. Well, I think it is time we get into the chapter. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I've been trying to figure out a way to write my notes better. I know I've improved from before, but I'm just trying to streamline the process, make getting through the chapters a little more efficient, but also let me think about what I'm writing down more too, if that makes any more sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes tons of sense to me.
Just so I have more time to sit and think about concepts of things instead of just what's happening.
So we
I don't know. Yeah, so we can. So we can literally
Yeah.
write it down and be like, these are the things that stuck out to us. So what I proposed we do, and this will be a trial. I know it's probably not a good idea because it's, we got the holiday stuff going on. We got this strong ass beer drink, and I'm now mixing up the podcast. But I'm going to go through like a chapter timeline of everything that happens in the chapter, pretty close to the way we normally do it, just kind of a more condensed version of it. And then we are going to talk about some of the individual things more towards the end.
Yeah. That's the plan anyways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the idea. And the notes that I took today, they were easier for me to take. So if this works for us and it works for you, then maybe this is something we will continue to do in the future. But for today, it is an experiment.
This whole thing has been an experiment, so
Yes.
we're just going with it.
All right. Well, chapter 34 begins. Kahlan, Cara, and Berdine ride their horses to the wizard's keep. They are cold.
50 car.
The background noise. They're cold and uncomfortable. The wind is blowing. Kahlan is really regretting not changing out of her dress right now. She's just trying to tuck it around her legs to stay a little bit warmer.
I feel that, but hey, girl, you should have known. Hey, any woman knows that going out in the snow in a dress is going to be paid. You got pants, you should have thrown them on. You knew it was snowing.
But here's the thing. It's warm at the keep. So when I was and granted, I don't do this anymore, but when I was 13, if I had to go through the cold outside to get somewhere that I knew was going to be warm and didn't want to have a hoodie and a jacket, then I would just suffer through the cold and be nice and comfortable when I was at my destination. We know the keep is not like Aidendrill right now. It's nice and warm at the keep.
No, I mean, I get that. I just, I do not. The cold leg feeling, maybe it's just me getting
it's
old.
the worst.
I'm no, absolutely not. I will not ever. I will put pants on.
Pants every time.
Every fucking time.
And not really a huge fan of pants most of the time, but hey, I'll put them on when warranted.
Yeah.
Well, they're not hungry right now because they did grab some food to go from the palace. It was almost kind of a joke in the last chapter, but then nope, they really did it. They're like, what about dinner time? And they meant it.
Yeah, no, we're getting fucking snacks.
Cara and Berdine did try to talk Kahlan out of going to the keep back at the stables, but it didn't work. Kahlan's like, dude, Plague, we got to do something. We have to help Richard, and that is a good enough argument to get them here for sure.
He's sleeping. We got to do some shit while he's sleeping, obviously.
At the bridge to the keep, they're stopped by some soldiers. Kahlan makes small talk about the weather and says it's a bad night to be on duty out here. But they think any night guarding the keep is bad. They don't want to be out here at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's creepy to them. Especially, they're Daharan soldiers. It's not like these are Aidendrill's guards. These are Daharan people who don't like magic in and of itself, and this is a magic place.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, like you said, we talked about this before, they're Daharan soldiers. It's just supposed to be understood that they will do whatever's necessary without complaint.
Yeah.
But at least they're personable too, because Kahlan's like, dude, it's shitty out here. He's like, every day is shitty out here, but hi, nice to see you too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always sucky. But, I mean, to be fair, he's not complaining about the snow. I would be bitching about the snow.
Yeah. Especially when just up the way it's warm.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can I just stand just inside the circle? I don't even want to get close to the magic place, but if I could just stand there where it's 70 degrees out as opposed to 30.
But see, they're so scared of the magic place, they don't even know that.
Yeah, if they can help it. It looks inviting, but no, pretty sure you die if you go in there.
Can't go over there.
Well, they tell her no one has tried to get into the keep, right? They've been there all night, haven't seen anybody at all. And if they had, she'd have either heard it by now or she would have found their dead bodies.
Yeah, there wouldn't be dudes standing here talking to you.
So
if
he
people
is,
got by.
right. He is 100% sure nobody has gotten past him.
And nobody keeps mentioning, unless they flew in, nobody's talking about the, like, other options.
That was from book 1. We were like, well, they obviously came in from the air.
Yeah.
Well, how do you do that? Fucking dragons.
Fucking dragons. Fucking Gratch. We have history, I'm just saying.
Oh, I would love to see Gretch again right now.
I would too.
Well, the keep itself does look sinister, right? These guys are a little right to be afraid of it, or at least it looks intimidating. But Kahlan knows, and having spent tons of time there running around as a kid, and then a little later while being protected by her wizard, Kahlan doesn't see it that way. To her, it's a home. And like any home, there are dangers, right? And she makes the point, well, you wouldn't walk into the fireplace, would you? Same difference.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's dangers in everybody's house, but you just have to be careful. It is interesting just to me how different the keep has been in her lifetime. Like, it's so barren and abandoned now.
Oh,
because
yeah.
of the lack of wizards has gone from, like, I don't know, there was not as many, but now there's, like, none. It happened very fast.
Now it's empty, yeah. Yeah, it really is kind of, it's a whole different place now. And we actually get into that here a little later. Nope, I'm sorry. That's the next chapter where Kahlan finds new parts of the keep.
Oh.
And, like, she's never been there before. So even still, after all the time
that
she's
spent
still
there.
Yeah, she still hasn't even seen all of it.
She never ventured into all the places, even when she was running around like a little kid, fucking around.
Right. And kids get everywhere. Let's be real. If you don't want them getting in there, they'll find a way.
Yeah.
Well, she takes them through the employee entrance instead of the scary back door that Richard used, promising to keep them away from dangerous magic and rats.
Apparently, there is also a third door. I just wanted a quick mention.
Yeah, the main door. This is the employee door where people worked there. The other one Richard went into was like the super top secret VIP entrance.
Yeah.
And then there's another main door that people go in and like go up to the desk.
Yeah.
To the concierge.
Yes. But yeah, the rats.
The rats. Yeah. Cara does not like the rats. We remember her story.
Yeah.
From before. She's got good reason to not be a fan of those little things.
Yeah. That's like deep-seated trauma is what that is.
It really is. It really is. And she can't help that. I think once you're traumatized by something like that, that's just in you.
Yeah.
You can definitely heal and work on ways to live your life with that trauma and still have a good life. But I think that's always going to be in there just a little bit.
Yeah, for most people anyways, for sure.
So when they get inside, she lights the key lamp, right? The room, complete with a 15-foot water fountain, comes to life. Berdine thinks it's beautiful, but Cara says, hey, you said no fucking magic. What gives?
This looks pretty fucking magical. Okay, yeah. Kahlan. God damn it.
Kahlan, if I'm being honest with you, that looked pretty fucking spectacular. Kind of like magic. It's beautiful, and I hate it. Make it stop.
I'm super fucking impressed. What the fuck?
That was really cool. Also, don't do it again. But Kahlan's like, dude, I said dangerous magic. This is literally turning on the lights. Calm down.
Calm your tits. It's going to be fine.
Well, they get to the commodious library, and Cara's not impressed because, much like Texas, everything's bigger in Tahara. She's like, ours are bigger. And Kahlan has to again tell her to chill because there are 25 more rooms just like this. This is just the records room of the library. But
Yeah, she's like, don't talk too fast, okay, Cara? You don't know. You don't even know.
Yeah. But Jade and I, probably more I, learned something this week about the word commodious.
Well, no, both of us. Because
you didn't know either.
Yeah, we were listening to it, and we were both like, what?
So the word is commodious, and right away, I was just like, how does that make sense? Are they in a bathroom?
Yeah, no,
because I was thinking the commode, which is like the bathroom. I don't know. That's always what I thought it meant.
Yeah, well, and it's more used that way in like U.S. jargon.
Yeah, and I mean that would track. It is used that way, but that's not what this word is.
Yeah, but that word, the commode, the way we use it, came from like the French word, which is also like a commode can be used for like things with like drawers and shit, but also like a place that's like luxurious and cozy. Right?
Okay.
And like then that word
transferred over
came from commodious. Commodious is the original Latin word for like large, cozy space.
Okay.
Luxurious, cozy space. And then it like transferred, and now we call toilets that.
Because, I mean, it really makes it sound like he was saying they get to the shitty library and Kari's not impressed.
No. I was thinking maybe it was like commodes are round. Maybe it's like a round thing. Like
I
we
could
call
see
them commodes
that,
because they're round.
I didn't know why commode was used to describe a bathroom. But I had heard that. I had, so it could have been maybe it is the round thing,
It's a cozy space where we hold things, Well, commodes can be things with drawers. So this is, commode is a toilet. It's kind of like a drawer.
Yeah, where you put things, for you to put things in.
And it's
a water drawer.
It's for the poop.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's something we learned this week. We both went, what? Commodious? That's weird. Anyways.
Yes.
So here's the plan. They're going to split up. Cara is going to search the common tongue language books, and Berdine will search all the books in High Daharan. Kahlan will take pretty much everything else because she's fluent in all the languages of the Midlands.
Because she's the most smart.
I forget sometimes.
Yeah.
But then that's really fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even speak one language entirely right, and she can master several. Kahlan is very, very smart.
She is, but I think it's also important to think about, like, she was raised from the time she was young, knowing what she was going to be. And
True.
And raised with the confessors, who all travel, maybe not all of them, but most of them travel all over the lands. So she was probably taught all of these languages from a very, like, that's the important thing. You can't, like, not that you can't. It is much more difficult to learn multiple languages as an adult or an,
when you're older. Yeah.
Because when you're young, your language processors are still, like, forming, and you're, like, fucking science.
I got
brains.
you. Yeah.
So when you're young, it's like super great. So she probably was just exposed to a lot of different languages when she was very, very young, and it was very easy for her little sponge brain to soak it all up.
To just get it all in there.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do that.
No.
I did the Duolingo for like 3 months. I could say a paragraph of things, but not conversationally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, the job turns out to be a little easier than expected because all the trials are summarized. So all they have to do is like skim what the trial was about, and they can see whether or not it has anything to do with the Temple of the Winds or the Temple team or anything to do with that.
But it's difficult because things like that are super interesting, right? So
yeah,
there's probably a lot of boring things, like a lot of inane bullshit court trial. But then there's also a lot of like
interesting stuff.
Yeah, like little gems sprinkled in there, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna read about that.
They did.
I'm gonna read all the tea.
They did find, they reference 4 of them, and so I wanted to talk about each of them.
Yes.
So she saw records of a sorceress that was accused of casting a glamour, right, which is something we've talked about before, but not being convicted.
Okay.
So this is not back at the Palace of the Prophets where we heard about. This was a different thing altogether.
So she was just super hot, and a guy or two like loved her, and some girls got jealous.
It doesn't even.
No, I know.
Oh yeah, but if she didn't do it, could be.
She didn't do it.
Could be.
Yeah, just some jealous people being like,
She magicked her a man, and somebody else got angry about it. But
she didn't.
What I thought was interesting, but she didn't do it.
Yeah.
He liked her.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah.
But what I thought was interesting is that this is a thing here too. That wasn't just a Palace of the Prophets thing.
Right.
Like you can't go casting glamours on people and making them all horny for you. That's kind of fucked up.
No, everybody kind of agrees that that's taking away somebody's will, and it's not okay. That's generally, it seems to be not okay in this land, that consent matters.
Yeah. I am reminded of Magic Tavern, and they talk about some wildly inappropriate things, but one of the conversations they got into is, well, how do you finger a spider?
With consent.
Usador the wizard goes, well, you start with consent. And they're like, yeah, that's all the explanation anybody got, but that's all anybody needed.
That's all you need. Yeah.
Another record summarized a 12-year-old breaking another kid's arm. Right? These are wizard kids, right? Or are these regular?
No, this specific child was a wizard. I remember from the chapter.
Okay, so and they get suspended from training for a year.
And you wanted to I have thoughts about this. But I know that we're going to talk about this after the end of the chapter too as well, right? How we feel about the punishment.
Yeah. We're gonna touch on all of them at the end, I think.
Yeah, because a 12-year-old. The thing is, it wasn't accidental. This was an on purpose 12-year-old breaking another kid's arm with magic. That is a 12-year-old doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
That is some sadistic shit. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that for right now.
Okay.
I feel like at 12, you have a general sense of what is okay and not okay, and breaking another child's arm should be on the not okay list.
I would imagine, yeah. But like with wizard kids too, teenage wizards. Just, yeah. Teenagers are scary enough as it is.
But
and this kid's 12, but still.
But here's the thing. Okay. There's a paradox. What if, right? I were to go to you and snap your, or maybe not me, but whatever. Some shitty little 12-year-old, right? He's like, fuck you. You can't talk about my mom that way. And he broke your arm, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it depends on what he said about your mom.
But then, if you're able to heal, I guess maybe they wouldn't be advanced enough to heal, but if they're able to then turn around and heal you,
yeah,
by doing so, taking that pain back unto themselves, then, I don't know, maybe it's not as big of a deal as like normal kids breaking other kids' arms.
Not if you can put it back right away and like fix the pain right away. Yeah. But normal people can't do that.
That's still a lot of pain. Okay, we'll get into it later. We'll talk more about it later. Yeah.
All right. Well, a wizard accused of being a drunkard, which everybody acknowledges is super fucking dangerous. But this wizard got drunk for the 3rd time and was executed.
They killed him.
They fucking killed him for being drunk.
They're like, nope, no fun for you, Bill.
I mean, like, if I was a wizard, I would look. I've done some dumb things drunk too. But if I was a wizard, I'd definitely be dead by now.
Be dead by now.
Dead by now.
Yeah, probably. I don't think we know why it could be dangerous. We don't get a super lot of elaboration as to whether or not he was doing the dangerous shit that you could do.
It didn't say. It just said that he was accused of being a drunk for the third time. Yeah, drunk in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Drunk in public 3 times, you're out.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between being drunk in public and just and like shooting fireballs while drunk in public. Like, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't think drunk in public should necessarily be a crime. It depends if you're doing some dumb or dangerous shit while drunk in public. Then it's like, okay, this was obviously a bad idea.
But I bet you their justice system doesn't see it that way.
Probably not. Cara also found out, okay, here's something. Cara found out about a wizard who liked to show off his dick to women on Stentor Street.
Goddamn Stentor Street.
Stentor. And telling them to kiss commanding them to kiss the serpent. Hey, looky here. Kiss the serpent.
Wow, that was like Beetlejuice voice.
A little bit.
Wow, now I'm getting all sorts of imagery in my head. That's wild.
I want so badly. I love that movie so much. What's a guy got to do to get a little action around here? I love that.
Apparently, run around on Stentor Street and tell women to kiss a serpent.
Yeah, it's not that hard, apparently.
Yeah, just raise your robes up, bud.
Just look out for the crazy wizard running around showing his dick to people.
Yeah.
One thing to note about this, though, no punishment listed. Not even a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah, was wondering about that.
Yeah.
They went into the details, or at least gave you a little top off of all the trials, like this is how it was dealt with. Nothing to speak of, but I'm assuming if the wizard that was drunk for the 3rd time in public died, this guy probably ended up about the same.
Maybe. If it was the first time, though, maybe he just got a slap on the serpent.
It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. I like it. It's probably lucky Zed's not around, because then Zed would just make it disappear, and then he couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, see? You broke the rules, now you lost it. You lost the toy.
And fiend out.
Fiend out. Well, fascinating as the historic trials were, they still didn't find what they were looking for. So Kahlan asks Berdine if there were any more books in the room where Kolo was found. But she says she doesn't remember. So Kahlan decides to look for herself. And right here, there's a moment where Kahlan is like, no, you don't know, or no, you don't remember. It's all very intense. Like, I felt bad for Berdine. She's getting grilled. And granted, it is important. But then it occurred to me why this was happening. Richard did that to Kahlan earlier in this book. With Marlin, she forgot to ask some questions, and he fucking laid into her because he needed all the info. And it's like, I feel like Kahlan picked that up from Richard, and now she's doing it.
He's trying. But first of all, Richard's done that to a couple people in this book so far, and every time we've been like, dude, calm the fuck down. But also, Berdine... She's working harder than most people in this fucking book. She's been working hard this whole book, just trying to fucking... And she just keeps getting people being like, Berdine, tell me more. What do you remember?
Yeah.
What?
Just like chewed out for being the smart one.
Yeah,
what the hell?
She's gotten yelled at by Richard and Kahlan now for no fucking reason. She doesn't know. She was there for like 5 minutes, and she was probably terrified when she was there too. It was a fucking weird room. I don't know. There was
a lot of shit going on at the time. I'm sorry.
I vividly
didn't count the tiles on the left wall.
Yeah, I vividly remember the dead body on the floor. I'm sorry. That's all I can fucking remember. Of course, she's a Mord Sith. She should be tough. But whatever, you know.
Hey, even so. Cara immediately stands and says she is coming with rats or no rats. But for a 3rd time, Kahlan tells her to relax. And I'm curious, because is this the 3rd child of trouble? This is the 3rd. It made a point to say for the 3rd time she had to tell Cara to, like, easy girl. You know what I mean?
Maybe, because by this point in the book, or in the chapter, I know I was like, I was frustrated with Kahlan at this point for being like, well, why are you so insistent that she needs to relax.
Yeah, why are you even down here in the first place? I mean, we talked about that. She should be down here, but at the same time, it's also very, seedy or whatever.
Yeah, did you need to do this secretly? Is this that big of a deal? Really? Do you need to go by yourself down to Kolo's room, which you've never been to by yourself?
Yeah, but so she's doing all this shady stuff, and then she's telling Cara no, like, or not necessarily no, but just, bop it around the nose like 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it just stuck. It made me think about it, like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Maybe it's not, but it came up 3 times and I thought about it, so now it is.
Yeah, now it's here.
Well, Kahlan argues that outside the keep, she needs Cara's protection, but inside these walls here, she's safe. They should stay here and go through the rest of the books to save time so that they can get back to Richard.
And I just feel uneasy the whole time she's talking, and I'm just like, I don't like this.
No?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Cara, who can only go through the main, like, she can only go through the common tongue languages anyways. Anybody can do these, okay? So it's not like I get, okay, yes, we need to get through this faster so we can get back to Richard. Yes, blah, blah, blah. We can take books with us, though, if we need to, and we can come back.
That's true.
It's literally right down the goddamn road, and these are common tongue books. So Cara isn't going to do any more help here than she is with you, protecting you down in the fucking keep, where there were crazy-ass eggs and fucking... weird shit at the end of the last book. It
is funny that when Richard shows up to the keep, he shows up with, like, tons of dudes. And when Kahlan goes, it's like her, a couple more Siths, and, that's about it. That's all we need.
Yeah. Well, I've been here forever, so I know everything. Like, you're making me uneasy. I don't like you.
Well, Cara says, I guess you would know the dangers of magic here better than I. I think you're right about getting home. Home. I don't know why that went walking at the end, but cheers. But Nadine is back there. Cara is worried about Nadine back at the palace.
I think that that's a way for her to be like, oh yeah, Kahlan, you're gonna do this little mission by yourself in the basement of the goddamn keep. You better hurry your ass up. Remember that girl that's back there with the tight dress with your boyfriend? You better hurry up. And I agree.
Well, you know what I think, JD?
Beer break!
I think, you know what I didn't say? That is the end of the chapter.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, beer break. Yeah, beer break.
Did you have a better segue than me yelling?
No, actually. I like you yelling.
Okay.
It adds a sort of comfortable chaos to the mix.
Okay.
And it makes me feel right at home.
That's great.
So shake it up.
All right. Well, I'm going to probably be more yelly because I'm about to refill this glass with what we're drinking. You good? You going to tell? You want me to do it? You want me to
please,
do it? Okay.
Please. I would be honored to have you do it.
If you haven't guessed by the amount of slurring and or just the general relaxed nature of our talk, we are drinking No Rules again tonight.
Love it.
And we have the Dark Forest coffee tonight. This is the 2022. I forgot what year it was. This came out this year.
It's the new one.
The new one. And it's Christmas, so we're drinking the good beer like you should on Christmas.
For the holiday,
for
you
the
bust out the nice stuff.
But yeah, this is made with Dark Forest coffee, which I believe is a local coffee. I'm not positive, but it's 15%. Made with coconut, turbano sugar, and then laid down and aged in bourbon barrels for several months. With a blend of fresh roasted coffee from Littlefoot Coffee. And it is delicious, and I am getting drunk.
You sound like you're a radio DJ. You got the punchy voice.
Yeah.
And next at 11. Or however they do that. However you just did
11.
That. Yeah. You got right there.
Yeah. I can fake voice. That's how I do my customer service. Hi, how are you? What can I do for you today? Oh.
So what do you think about it this year? This is something we do every year, and we love this.
I think it's spectacular. This one went down real smooth.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite from this year.
I think I might have to agree.
This one hits just right. It's not too bitter. It's not too strong. It's just the right mix. It's just the nice, warm little center that just
Goldilocks beer.
That's why it's a tradition. I love it so much.
Me too. Why don't you top me off, and we will be back right after this.
All right, so we are back to finish our discussion on Chapter 34. What's funny, Jade?
I just had a really good beer break with you. It was good.
Was it our random breaking into the VeggieTales theme song?
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it.
I have no idea where that came from, but there it was.
And then we finished, and we both were just like, yeah. Yeah.
Feel good about that. You know, every once in a while, I like to sing a good cheeseburger song. Love songs with Mr. Lunt. I love
That's
that
song. It's the best.
Listen, when you
My
are
cheeseburger.
holiday break drunk at 2 a.m.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll wait for you.
There is nothing better
I'll wait for you.
than a good greasy cheeseburger. So good.
I will wait for you. Yeah.
All right, so there were a couple of things that stuck out to me. I think you said you went through the notes and you added some things as well.
Yeah. When we talked about Commodious.
We did talk about Commodious. That one still throws me for a loop. I'm like, the shock when I was like, wait, babe, Commodious?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know, man.
We Googled it actually immediately while we were like Christmas shopping.
Yeah. Listening to the chapter, Christmas shopping, pause. What the hell does Commodious mean?
See, this is how we get vocabulary lessons.
That's true. When I know this, I don't know. When I started to read books, I would come to a word that I had never seen before. And much like in school, I'd be like, Jade, how do you say that? And she would teach me.
And now that we have been together as long as we have, Nate reads and listens to audiobooks and does a whole lot of stuff, a lot more than I do. And I'll say a word, and he'll be like, that's not how you say that. And I'll be like, I've only ever read it, and that's how I say it in my head, so lay off me.
I don't mean to actually you like that.
But like scowl?
Scowl, yeah.
Oh, is that the word? No, scoff. It's scoff.
It is scoff, yeah. That's
And
how you
scoff.
say it. Scoff is what you were saying before.
Yeah, and you would give me all sorts of shit about it.
Because it's scoff, but here's the thing. There are a lot of words, a lot more words than I know that do have different pronunciations.
Yes.
So, like, I don't know, maybe somebody did say it that way, and that's where you heard it, and actually it's pronounced this way in that place, and I don't fucking know.
I'm just saying.
I'm not an expert by any means.
We've flipped roles at this point. That was my only point.
Well, you're still the smart one.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few of the things that I wanted to talk about was something we've already touched on before with Kahlan. Kahlan going to the keep. She's lying by omission to Richard, right? Mm-hmm. She's also forcing Cara to let her do something risky. Again, both things now that she's already done in this book that went very, very badly. Very badly. Why does she think that it's okay now?
I don't know.
Like, what's changed?
Her whole logic seems to be that she knows the keep because she grew up there, so it's fine.
And I mean, I get that, but like, that doesn't cover the lying by omission to Richard.
No. I mean, also, she grew up in the fucking confessor's palace, and so that didn't help her at all with Marlon. Like, you know, like...
Right?
It's not a very strong argument. Anyways.
I think that's the thing. It's like, you know, things went so bad with Marlon, and Kahlan was in control that time too. And then it was like, hey, don't do that. I'm glad you're not alive. It was a whole blow up thing with Cara, and now we're right back in the saddle, and Kahlan's like, Cara, do the thing again. And Cara does. But she's also very, very punchy through this whole chapter. Cara is, and I feel like that's got something to do with it.
Also,
with what's bugging Cara.
Also, I want to point out how fucking asinine it is for Kahlan to be doing anything that could be anything that, I mean, granted, live your life, girl, right? Whatever, do you?
Yeah, by all means.
But if you're super worried about this prophecy, right, that says you're gonna betray your fiance, your boyfriend, your love, whatever.
Oh shit. Yeah.
In your blood, whatever the thing is, maybe don't tread a line of betraying him as much as you can.
When that's floating around in the ether. You know what? I never thought of it that way, but holy shit, you're right. Like,
yeah.
why don't we not tread that line?
Yeah.
When it's a possibility, and you're afraid it might happen.
Yeah. Prophecy is an obscure little bitch. So anything that might be, like, vaguely construed as betraying him, maybe let's try to steer away.
Wow, that's a really good point.
Yeah. So, even more reason that she shouldn't be being this. It feels selfish. I don't know.
Now, it did say that Cara and Berdine both tried to talk her out of going to the keep at the stables. Now, I know, see, I guess this is the thing for me. The desperation is not any different. Last time, she needed to help Richard.
Yeah.
Right? This time, she needs to help. Well, arguably, she needs to help Richard again, but she needs to help everybody now. So the need isn't any less. If anything, it's greater.
Yeah.
So I could see that being the reason that she's going to level up and then go into the keep. But at the same time, yeah, now that you've pointed out the prophecy thing, any slack I was kind of giving her, now I'm like, but no, because the prophecy. But then again, Richard doesn't live by the prophecy. He's just aware of it.
No, but at the very least, you could talk to him like a real-ass person, right?
Yeah, that's,
like
that's it right there. It should have been
adult.
a talk.
And be like, listen, I have to go to the keep. I'm going to go to the library, okay? I'm literally not doing anything dangerous. I'm going to go check out some court records. It's not going to be a big deal. I'm going to go do that. I'm telling you this because I don't want to betray you, quote unquote. You know, I don't want that to be a thing.
Quote unquote.
So just like go to sleep like you're planning on. You just took the potion, so you're you can't do anything else.
Like I said, say it real quick before you leave the door.
But I'm telling you so that I'm not betraying you. This is clear. This is happening. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be super quick. No big deal.
Look, I know you're not going to be happy about this, but at least there's transparency here.
Yeah.
And I feel better about it. I'm sure Richard would feel better about it. Kahlan would feel better about it too.
Yeah, but no, she doesn't do that.
No.
She doesn't do that.
No, they end up going to the keep, and
now she's going down to see Kolo's fucking hellhole, well hole down in the basement by herself.
Well hole.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All by herself.
Welcome to the well hole.
Yeah.
But while they're in there, I know I already mentioned this, but Cara is punchy as fuck in this chapter.
Yeah.
We know it's the rats. She doesn't like the rats, but Cara, as far as we know, hadn't seen a rat. Right?
No.
She doesn't like the magic aspect of where she is, but when Kahlan offers to go to Kolo's room to search it by herself, Cara was the first one to jump up and be like, rats or no rats, I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've seen rats before. That's not a big deal. We need to do this and get the fuck out of here because Nadine is back there.
Yeah.
So what is it? Does she not like the magic? Is it the rats? Is it the lying to Richard she's aware and weary of? Is it like, what is it?
I think it's a combination of a few things. I think that this is the last time that she went off alone with Kahlan, and especially without Richard's knowledge.
Bad shit happened.
Really bad shit happened. Not only to Kahlan, but to herself. And she almost lost her life. She almost lost all the trust in
Cara.
that Richard had. Yeah.
Cara almost died.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Richard was mad at Cara.
Yeah, like it was terrible. So I think that she's wary of all of that. She doesn't like magic. Kahlan is not the person who deals with magic either.
Oh.
Kahlan is a confessor. She is, they respect her. She's a sister of the Aegil, but if anything, she's like maybe a little bit more respected, but she's kind of an equal. Richard is the magic dude.
He's the magic man. So that's what it is. Richard is the magic against magic. Kahlan just has magic.
And when they went to go see the magic dude with Kahlan, like when she was with Kahlan, didn't go so fucking hot, did it?
No.
And now they're going to go do more magic shit without Richard, with Kahlan, who admittedly doesn't have magic except to confess people, into this keep that is fucking terrifying to Cara. Even if they went into this, even if they go into this like super cozy room or whatever, it's still like Kahlan doesn't have magic. She does, but not in the way that Richard does. Not in the way that the Lord Rawl always has to Cara.
Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, I guess I could see that. We know there's love and respect between these two women. They are sisters of the Aegil. That's a bond that both of them take very, very seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's not Richard.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're like, okay, here's an example. We both love our fur baby Puck. I was looking around for him. He's
somewhere
down here somewhere. But Puck definitely has a favorite, a human parent, and that's maybe. Jade. And he loves to cuddle. Oh, he cuddles the fuck out of me all the time. But you know what? Whenever Jade sits down next to me, he immediately stands up and is just like, I'm gonna go hang out with Mom. Because that's his favorite place. Cara's favorite place is Richard.
Yeah.
When she's dealing with magic, she wants him there because that's just the way it's better.
Supposed to go.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. She's and this is the thing. She's Richard's protector, right? But
right.
And she's tasked with that, whatever. But she's also tasked like Kahlan's protector. Like it's a different, like protecting Richard is a different beast than protecting Richard's wife or fiance or whatever who doesn't have magic.
Yeah.
So letting Kahlan go wander in the keep by herself is different than letting Richard go wander in the keep by himself.
That's true. But Richard doesn't know. Kahlan does know, but there's still shit in there. And let's be honest, this place is huge. Like, huge. I wouldn't doubt there's people in there.
Yeah, but
like just deeper in there that have just never come out in like 100 years or whatever. They're like, oh shit, what year is it?
But Richard, even though we know and he knows and everybody knows that he doesn't know that much, he has that cocky confidence that he's like, I'm gonna go do this, and everyone's like, okay, cool.
A kid, he's gonna get into all the things you don't want to get him into.
He's like, I got my sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's fine. I am better with thinking that Cara is just a little bit out of her comfort zone than not able to deal with the rats, because we have rats and I love them very much and they're cute.
She's more complex than that.
We can't record with the rats because they kind of get everywhere.
And they make noise.
They do. They make little chitters and it's the best.
Yeah. But we can share pictures.
That's how they purr. Yeah, we should do that. We should post some pictures of the ratty boys. Yes. Mr. Paul and Joey.
Yes.
Respectively.
Yes. They're very cute little guys, and they will not chew on your toes. Well, maybe a little bit, but not like not like to a pain point.
Love chews, yeah. They'll also try and like clean your teeth for you. I don't recommend doing it. I haven't.
They try.
They try. It means they love you.
Yes.
They just want you to look good. All right. Well, what did you think about the punishments that were mentioned in the summaries of the trials that they found?
Okay. So.
Easy.
Glamour chick, we didn't know what happened to her, right?
Not exactly.
She was like,
we have some suspicions, I guess.
She wasn't convicted. We know that. But we do know that, like, at least with the Sisters of the Light, they just, like, exile people. And to our knowledge, the only person that we know...
And that went horribly, too, by the way.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
The only person that we know that was exiled because of a glamour didn't go well. The exile did not do what it was supposed to. So I don't think that would have been the right answer had that been that.
I think that was kind of a general lesson. We're like, hey, exiling people is never really a good idea.
Now. Sorry. The boy who broke the other boy's arm because he's a fucking psychopath.
Okay.
I don't think that suspension for a year is good. I think that he just needs to not be a fucking wizard.
Oh, you think done being a wizard?
Like, training is done. I don't know if you probably can't remove his abilities, but you can, like, we're not training you. We'll train you enough to where you're not gonna have headaches, or we'll give you a Radahan or some shit. But, like, nah, bro.
Now, what was
or we'll murder you because you're a psycho.
What was the reason that he broke the boy's arm?
It didn't give one. He just...
Oh, okay.
He intentionally broke a kid's arm with magic.
He just broke his arm.
I don't think they gave one. Maybe he was upset with the kid, but it doesn't really matter.
But it doesn't say. It doesn't give one. He just broke his arm.
It doesn't say he was bullied. I know that for sure.
Now, I don't know. I think maybe... I'm not sure. Because the kid's 12. Kids do dumb things. I think he definitely needs to be held accountable for breaking the arm. But I kind of think that making him wait to train for a year is perfect, because think about it. This kid breaks your arm with magic. Then, while you heal and you're angry at this kid, he can't practice magic anymore while you get better and better for a year. And then when he comes back, then you fuck him up.
Well, and also you're like with other wizards, I'm sure your arm's going to get, like, I didn't think about that. Your arm's probably going to get healed right away. But
I mean, that doesn't really make it better, but yeah, it does kind of make it better.
But I feel like, I don't know, if you are inflicting that kind of harm, or any kind of harm on another human on purpose at 12, like,
yeah,
12-year-olds hurting animals is really bad. But if you're, like, on purpose hurting another human being at 12 years old, that doesn't bode well for the rest of your life. Like, it's not...
That's true.
It's not good.
I guess... I was just going to say, I think it really depends on what the situation was, and we don't know. Did he call the kid's mom fat? I'd fucking sock you in the mouth if you said that to my mom.
Sock you in the mouth, but not break his arm?
Maybe. If he was maliciously, like, attacking me or my sweet mother.
I guess my only
Look, I'm just
was...
saying, when you're young and you're fucking ampy, I'm not saying it's right, but yeah, I've threatened to do things to people for talking shit about, I'm just using that as an example, but...
I'm just saying, like, I guess my brain goes to maybe not children, okay, but adults who do things that harm other people, right, in the line of their job. And instead of being fired completely from their job, because it's a sadistic, terrible thing that they did.
Oh, okay. You're coming from the other way then.
They get suspended for a short period of time and then get full privileges back to completely continue being a sadistic asshole. So I feel like, and that, inflicting more harm over the period of their life. And I feel like stopping it at 12 would be great.
Well, I think that's the difference, though, is that he didn't kill anybody. He did break an arm. That's fucking serious.
Yeah.
But he didn't kill anybody. Yeah, I think if you kill somebody, you should be on fucking trial, whether it's part of your job or not. I think that should be implicit, but
I guess that's my thing.
People don't do that.
He's using magic. I guess that's where my brain went, because he's using magic.
I think that's what it is.
He's abusing his position. Like, in my head, he's abusing his position to cause harm on somebody. Even if it's not murder.
Yeah, but
you can still harm somebody pretty severely.
Well, yeah.
And just getting a slap on the wrist is kind of bullshit.
But I was just going to say, he's not really he is abusing his position. He's abusing his power as a wizard, but he's like a 12-year-old kid.
And I get the distinction.
And he didn't kill nobody. So I think for a broken arm, it should definitely be severe. I don't think maybe he should be stripped for forever. But had he killed somebody, he should definitely be stripped. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I think there's like a level up that needs to happen, and broken arm is extreme, especially when done in malice. Like, I used to fight with kids all the time when I was young, running around the neighborhood, but I never broke anybody's arm, and I got in some fights.
Yeah, I'm just.
But like, yeah, I think it's extreme. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. I think you're right.
I'm just saying.
But that's what it is. That's the scaled up. That's the adult version. I think this kid definitely, probably a psychopath. Like, definitely needs to be watched.
Yeah.
But I liked the idea of the person that he hurt, then when he gets back to school being twice the wizard he is, and like giving him a hard time now.
Yeah, I mean that's
all the
cool.
teachers letting him.
The only other guy I wanted to mention, the drunk guy that got killed after being drunk 3 times.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to point out that, I mean, I don't know if the Midlands and Aidendrill had Radahans, because it seems like the sisters seem to have those, and they don't talk about them very much in the Midlands, but I don't know why they wouldn't have figured out some type of magic along the same lines.
Well, that's a Sisters of the Light thing, right? There were wizards in the Midlands, so they didn't need the Radahans?
Right, but I feel like because the capability was there, and because you have so many issues, obviously, with people in magic, the people,
like, it would have been a thing.
They should have been able to come up with something similar.
You got to throw a wizard in jail. What are you going to do?
Right.
You got to slap a Radahan on his
You got to do something.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm with you.
And so
wizard
I guess
cuffs.
Yeah. So I guess my thought was just like, instead of murdering somebody because they get drunk all the time, slap a Radahan.
Yeah, because I mean, that's a lot, right?
It feels excessive. Like, okay, maybe the dude is drunk and he's depressed and he can't stop drinking because he's depressed. So maybe instead of murdering him, slap a Radahan around his neck for the rest of his life.
Prevent him from doing that.
Prevent him from doing magic so he can't, like, cause destruction. Now he's just a sad, drunk dude on the street.
That's true. I feel like, I don't know if the right term is an allegory, where it's like, this dude is a wizard, right? And we all have the spark of the gift inside, right? We all have the power. We have the power to get drunk, cause some fucking damage. Yeah. But he's a wizard, so it's scaled up. But in the same way, if you get drunk, go out and cause a bunch of damage or assault someone or, generally make an ass of yourself, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of that.
I agree. I just feel like the consequences should be more like, an ankle monitor or a Radahan as opposed to murder.
Well, that's what I mean. You end up not able to drink anymore.
Yeah.
You're going to end your ass up in jail or something like that.
Yeah, like
So in the same kind of way, like you have the power to do that, and he's a drunken wizard. So they're like, look, we can't. At some point, it's the risk. We can't take the risk as a society having you loose doing that to people because you're going to hurt somebody.
Also, though, I feel like especially back in that time, I feel like Indra wouldn't have been that big. It shouldn't have been that hard to be like, hey, don't sell Jim any booze.
Yeah, no shit.
We're going to kill him if he gets drunk in public one more time. Do you hear me?
Literally for his own good.
Literally, we're going to hang him in the square. So please, if he comes in here looking for a bottle, tell him fucking no. Shouldn't be that hard. No, they killed him. So yeah, I don't agree with that punishment.
I feel like it was a lot. I don't think but then again, we don't know what he did. It really depends on what he did, what he was doing. Because I feel like if they were just like, dude, you drunk? And he's like, yeah, I'm a little drunk. And then they killed him? Fuck that. That's way extreme. But if he was like, okay, Serpent King. We never figured out what happened to Serpent King. There was no punishment listed at all. But like, had he been doing that, like if the drunk guy was the Serpent King, then I get it. You're getting drunk, you're whipping your dick out, you're, obviously causing a fucking problem. Nobody wants to see that shit in the first place. And this is your third offense? Yeah. So
you think you should murder people who have a third offense of public indecency?
Look, no, maybe that's not what I'm trying to say.
I just want to get you on record as to if you believe that we should murder people like that.
Okay, I have an argument for you. When we were on top of the world in the UK on Ben Nevis, the mountain, we had to pee. And then in front of, I'm not a religious man, but in front of God and everybody, we just peed on that fucking mountain. As everybody does when you're up there. That's what, you're on a mountain. What are you going to do? So there was a moment where I had to cover for you.
You peed in a different way than I peed. You peed more concealed than I peed. I
could be standing up for one. But,
yeah, it's not fair.
So I was running block for Jade, and some people came around the corner a little sooner than I had anticipated. You know what I mean? Should you be murdered for that?
Yeah,
I don't know that they really saw anything, but no, you shouldn't be murdered for that.
They probably saw me. They probably totally did.
But if you had run to the top of the bluff as they're coming up and pulled down your pants and been like, look at here, ha 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 ha, then that's intentional and a crime, I would say. If somebody just happens upon you doing an awkward thing that every human has to do, I don't think you should be punished for that.
Here's the thing.
If you're whipping your junk out and showing women and little kids and shit, then yeah, go directly to jail.
I have to okay, listen.
Or die.
Had I been able to hold it for 3 more seconds, okay, maybe one full more minute.
Taken a couple hours.
No. There was a crevice that we all went into right after that you guys were all peeing in, and nobody would have seen me.
It's pretty private
Yeah. But I didn't know it was right there, and I had to pee immediately. So instead, I peed on the exact worst place, the exact corner of the mountain.
Right off the trail. Everybody had to go right past there.
Yeah, everybody probably could have seen me all the way down the trail. And Nate was like, Jade, people are coming. And it didn't matter.
No, you had to do what you had to do. I also wanted to have you be aware.
Which was nice. I appreciated it.
It's all I could do in the moment.
It doesn't matter, Nate. It's happening.
By the way, Seeker, if you ever get a chance to climb a mountain and then pee off the edge of the world, I highly suggest you do it. It is intoxicating in a way that beer can't do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I own that mountain.
Yeah, that's your mountain now.
All the way down the side of it.
According to dog rules, that's your mountain.
Yeah. It's mine. I did that. But yeah, so I guess that's why I wanted...
Because you peed higher than I did, so...
That's why I wanted to get you on record as to saying, should people be murdered for that? Because, okay, granted.
No, if it just happens, then it's one thing.
Kiss my dick, whatever. That's not as cool. But I just... Again, I feel like even if he was a drunk wizard who was doing that, put a Radahan on him, put him in jail for a while, put him in the stocks. I mean, yeah, that's terrible. It's
Kahlan
horrible.
put some
but
iron pants on him so he can't get it out.
everybody either has a dick or a vagina, and yes, it's not comfortable. It's not great. You should not sexually assault people.
That's what
Okay?
the whipping the dick out is. That's
Don't do
essentially
that.
sexual assault.
Don't do that.
If a man is peeing in a corner for whatever reason, okay, maybe a corner's not a good example. If a man is peeing on a mountain and you happen to pass that guy and catch a glimpse of something, like, as long as he was attempting to be out of the way, no, that's not a crime.
I just, as a general rule of thumb, if you ever
Might be
see...
against a lot of pee in a public place, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. It is. It is.
Oh, okay.
But if you ever see
then
me
we did not
peeing,
do that.
If you ever see me peeing, I had to. Literally,
That's true.
literally could not have not. Or I would have been
Sorry
peeing my
about the
pants.
awkwardness. This had to happen.
It had to. And if you've ever felt that, you should sympathize. So that's how I feel about that. And if I ever see you peeing, I will feel the same way towards you.
I'm going to give you a pass.
Yeah.
You do you.
That's my statement. That's my PSA on that. My PSA.
All right. Well, thank you, Jade, for your PSA,
You're welcome.
your public urination service announcement.
Yes.
Well, next week, we are going to be testing Kahlan's memory to see if she can find her way back to Kolo's room alone to get info on the Temple of the Rins,
Wow.
to stop the plague that is threatening to destroy everything she loves. But we would love to hear from you. You are, after all, the seeker. So I would like very much if you would tell us what you thought by writing in your journey books to podcastatt@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. You can also follow us on facebook.com/podcastatt for updates. By the way, you can also just search All the Things Podcast Network on Facebook. That's what I was confused about. You can search either way.
Yeah.
You can do the link thing or you can do the name thing. Either one brings you to the same place.
You can do all the things.
You can do all the things.
Yeah.
You can support this podcast by going through the sliff to patreon.com/podcastatt and making a pledge there to get access to side quests, Legend of the Seeker watch-alongs, and access to the Discord chat as well. That wraps this episode up. I know I am going to be definitely finishing off this bottle with you. And over the next couple of days, we are going to do some panicked last-minute Christmas shopping. Oh, it's going to be wonderful.
Love it.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. Have a very happy holiday.
Happy
We love you.
holidays.
Mwah.
Mm.
And we'll see you real soon. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas. We wish you a happy New Year. Hey, that's not nice.
Merry Christmas.